Hello everybody. Off camera I leveled up. Everybody got some passives. I ended up giving the necklace that we had found last episode to Pascal. He was the one, everybody else either had something in that slot, and he does have a single shot, which this amulet gets activated from a single shot. We are finished with this level. I mean, we've picked up all the loot. We are going to go back up to the warehouse and out to the upper way because the warehouse is pretty much completed as well. Now there's a door that we didn't go through that we are going to check out. And there was a piece of loot that we needed to get. So what we're going to do first off is try to get that loot. And we need to get to this area right here, which is kind of where we're at. Let's see. I get so turned around in here, it's not even funny. Okay, there's the door we're going to exit from. But there was a trap. Oh, here's some loot right here. We're going to run over here. Open this. Pascal, do the honors, please. Ooh, Phantom Cloak. Grants plus 15 armor against warp damage. Boy, that would have come in handy in yesterday's fight. We'll figure out who's best for that. Now, where was all that trappage before? Because there was a piece of loot we needed to get. And I don't recall. That's a sewer. Oh, here. It's right here. So let's come over here. And here. There was the loot. Okay. And then Argenta is going to have to be the one to get rid of this nonsense here. Okay. And there's one more here. Alright. Now I don't know if there's anything that was protected by those traps. Doesn't appear. Let's run over here and just make sure. I mean, I don't understand why it was trapped. Rebels and soldiers and ordinary workers perished. Yeah, why were there so many traps there? That's odd. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go through this door over here that we didn't go through. Ooh, a long hallway. Okay, to the upper way. That's what we want. We are done in here. Alright, so apparently we came up this little sewer grate doohickey. And we are now just in the upper way, although this does not look like it's a place where we have been. Let's run around real quick, see if there's any loot, anything we can click on, anybody we can talk to. We can talk to this person. Okay, it's nothing new. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and go up these stairs. Alright, I don't think we've been here. We have not. Now this goes to the eastern side. Now that's the side that we were in before, that we basically had uncovered. So we're not going to go that way. We are going to go the opposite direction. Let's go straight first, though. Let's see. Okay, there's more stairs. Arise. Let us welcome the new light together. Okay, let's go. Let's see what's up here, though, before we do anything else. What's this? Fight heresy. Serve a higher... Oh, that's what this little note right here. It says something. Fight heresy. Serve a higher purpose. Safeguard humanity's dominion. Okay. Got flyers everywhere. Somebody was... Some 10 people, children among them, are huddling together in fear. The elder family members are doing what they can to calm the young. Several armed insurgents are watching the frightened yet unharmed hostages, but the watchers themselves are looking around nervously. Elderly citizen, come to your senses, Harold. Look what you're doing to your own family. A woman of about 60, gray-haired but still strong, is kneeling before a stocky man with thick, pure white beard, stretching her arms towards him. Take pity on us. Let us go. Fanatical old man. Can't you see I'm trying to save you? Only Aurora can help us. Why can't you understand that? Upon seeing you, the man points his weapon at you. The other insurgents do the same. Who are you, and what do you want? Oh, let's see. What are you trying to save them from? And who is behind all of this? Oh, we got an update. At Aurora's behest. Aurora is a great prophet and a great warrior. Their face is shrouded, but their gaze pierces the veil of time and sees into the future. I always knew the governor's dogs were hiding the truth from us, and now the day has come. A prophet has come to Reichad Minoris and opened our eyes. The end of the world is coming, the final dawn, and only those who accept Aurora's truth will survive. Yes, this is all that garbage we've heard throughout this area. Pascal's vox hisses furiously. Lay person. Cognition is not your primary function. You are saving your kin by holding them at gunpoint and believe that burning their eyes will grant them sight. It is evident that the author of the demagogic teaching that confused you meant to make a mockery of your deplorable intellect. Ooh, I think that's an insult. Abelard's face turns deep red. To cast your own children into the thrall of heresy, to drown your progeny in this filth with your own hands. Are all these people your family? All of my adopted and blood children are here. I raised them all as my own, and now I must protect them, help them see. No, tell me, who are you and what are you doing? I am the chief. My former name, Arld, is meaningless now. I'm a father leading his family to deliverance from woe, to salvation. Aurora has opened my eyes to the truth, and my children will see it. Charles, spare us, please, spare your children. All right, I'm iconoclast, so I'm going to go ahead and answer with this one. What you are doing is no salvation. Stop taking your fear out on the innocent. It will neither ease your suffering nor rid you of fear. But all I wanted to do was save. The man drops his weapon and covers his face with his hands in desperation. You hear several short sobs. The old woman rises from her knees and approaches her husband. I know you were trying to save us, but there's still a way to set things right. The old man gestures at the other insurgents who lower their weapons too. Then he shifts his gaze to you, trying to hold back tears. What happens to us now? All right. Your family may go, and so may you. But make sure I do not ever see you again. The hostages begin to leave, and soon the group disappears around one of the bins. The old man looks away from them and walks in the opposite direction. His shoulders shake with sobs every now and then. We got 3 iconoclast points. Alright, so apparently we are going in the right direction. Let's see what this is. Join up at your hive's nearest Astra Militarium Mobile Conscription Office. Alright. Uh-oh. Okay. Everybody stand down. Another one. And we will take care of this. Another one? Okay. Alright, and this one is right here. And what is this? The cover was haphazardly assembled from whatever the rebels could find. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else of interest here. There's some loot down below. But I want to see what's up here, if anything. There was a battle. Big battle by the looks of it. Okay, it looks like we can't go any further that way. Here's a door. Command center! Oh my god. That's what we want. That is exactly what we want. Now, hopefully, we don't have to fight to get in there. I don't see anybody. It looks clear. Make sure there's no traps. Let's go. Alright, let's check out the journal. If we look at the starport, I don't know if we did everything we were supposed to do for this part, because it didn't close. But we've reached the command center, so we're going to go ahead and see what happens. It says, after meeting the governor, The Lord Captain will be able to recruit new people to the crew, replenish supplies, and learn more about the events unfolding on Rykad Menoras. And we leveled up. What is this? The formidable shells for large caliber weapons are being stored right in the command center. Okay, let's speak to the governor's bodyguard. Welcome to the Rykad Menoras Command Center. Let's go. There's a tech priest, governor's bodyguards, all kinds of acolytes and bodyguards. Wow, looks like everybody's holed up in here right now.
What are all these enforcers and soldiers doing in this shelter? Why are they not on the streets fighting back against the enemies of humanity?
I presume it is because the governor does not wish to be without his personal guard, even behind the meter-thick walls of his bunker. Typical.
They are not too enamored of this governor, it would seem. Well, let's talk to him. Governor Medineh. The tall, dark-skinned man turns towards you and greets you in a curt, military manner. Faisal Raikadi Ab Medineh of Koronis, governor of this star system, welcome to my temporary headquarters. The man's gaze falls on Abelard, his eyes slightly narrow. We're certain. Abelard nods dryly. Governor Medineh, my greetings. I am not seeing the convoy I sent to meet you. What happened? Did they fail to find and escort you? If that is so, I promise you their punishment will be swift and severe. You know, I've come to change my mind about the private soldier that's been with us. I know at the very beginning I was like really suspicious of him because he's the only one to survive, but he helped us through the battles and he was very brave. The convoy was ambushed. There were no survivors except Private Camille Regius. I must commend his extraordinary loyalty and resilience. Only one good soldier in a whole convoy? Pathetic. Head to the barracks, Private, and await new orders. Your Ladyship, before we proceed with discussing the matters that are of interest to you, there is a question I feel compelled to ask. It was only recently that Lady Theodora was the head of House von Valancius. I have received no word of her demise. How is it that you are now the rogue traitor? See, I don't know this guy from Adam just yet. And we're still figuring out, well, it was cultists. But I think I'm going to go with number 3. Our ship was attacked. Theodora was killed, and I claimed my inheritance. That is all you need to know. The governor frowns, and a deep shadow falls over his face. Rogue traitor von Valancius? Slain? Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences. Do not hesitate to let me know how I might be of help. So I can just say, I can capitulate that he's in a difficult situation, because I need some crew members. Or I can just tell him that we suffered heavy loss. I need fresh crew to replace those killed. And material compensation? No. I think I'm going to say number 1. I realize that you yourselves are in a difficult situation, but My crew has sustained heavy losses. I must replace my missing crew members. I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants. However, I'm sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with the insurgency on the planet. I'm sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming. Well, I can tell him about Sergeant Malgar, who was the guy who met us when we first landed. Kunrad has been betrayed. No. Heinrichs. Oh, let's ask him about the interrogator for the Inquisition. Heinrichs van Kalox, an interrogator of the Most Holy Inquisition, is operating in your system. Do you know where he is? The governor lowers his voice. I do. Master van Kalox has left for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery's vicinity. But I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I've already sent a small detachment of reinforcements there. I see. So we got an update. We completed this quest. The weapon the insurgents were using to shoot down shuttles over the city has been destroyed. Now, nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master Van Kalox, you should go to the cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pascal's vox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magos Hanuman, am officially initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretics' hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained Magos should provide his assistance. I categorically object. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defense forces. Medineh and Pascal glare at each other, their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. Okay, let's see. This Magos is part of my retinue. You have no right to give him orders, sir. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no... Uh-oh. Oh, don't kill him. Pascal. I'm trying to make friends here. I want to be able to trade. The governor's voice dies down in the low growl of a drilling McCandrite. Its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Medineh clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. So, this is the negotiation technique you have resorted to? Do you think this is the first time I have been threatened with a weapon? Oh, this isn't going well. No, but it could be your last. I am heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? The governor mutters through gritted teeth. Abundantly so, Magos. All right, you know what? I can either say nothing, or I can say it would be my pleasure to assist him. I want to keep him in my party, so I'm going to do number 2. Thank you for your cooperation, your ladyship. As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magos Hanuman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Rykad system in the role of bodyguard, and to protect you at all costs until your life functions cease, but only within the limits of the Rykad system. Okay, I can live with that. You're Hanuman? I'm glad you're alive. The governor raises his eyebrow and stares at the tech priest in surprise, but refrains from further commentary. What has perplexed you about my companion's name? Well, according to the reports we received, Logis Abel Hanuman set off for the hallowed electrodynamics in Obium a short while before it was stormed. I'm glad to find out that you're safe, sir. Perhaps you possess information on Master Van Calix? Oh, I think if he did have some, he would have told me, wouldn't he? This is interesting. Let's see what he says. My name is Pascal Hanuman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. So what do you know about this Abel, Governor? I never met him in person. That esteemed Logis supervised the work of Rykad Minoris's Lex Mechanics for many years. However, he rarely left his cyber chapel, and I never had the honor to make his acquaintance. A true anchorite. I see. Governor Medineh, I intend to gather further information on the person calling himself Abel Hanuman. I do not exclude the possibility of it being an alias of my mentor, the Archmagos Amonat. I would have suggested that you inspect the esteemed Logis' sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypts and connected them to cogitators at the command post. They might provide you with some information. I'm going to go ahead and mention Kunrad because we really have no clue. And there has been chaos on this place. So let's just ask this and see what happens. My kinsman, Kunrad Voitver von Valencius, has betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. If he is hiding in this system, I would like him handed over to me. Voitver is a traitor? Why, any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I have no information. The governor pauses to think. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to a data crypt from Logis Abel's sanctum. It aggregated all the Lex Mechanic reports. Unfortunately, the access prayer for it's unknown to me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn something about Kunrad's movements. I'd hazard he fled from you on ship, not on parrot wings. There is one more thing. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Malgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defend the starport. The sergeant who managed to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration. Fantastic. Now, I don't want to cast doubt on the way I feel about how he's handling things, because that would be rude. So I'm going to ask him this. Is there anything else I can do on this planet or in this system while I wait for the end of the revolt? There is a novice Nobilite station in this system, but those hermits don't do business with anyone. Not even I have ever been invited on board. However, they've been known to make exceptions for members of rogue trader families. Perhaps they will make one for you. Okay, well, thank you. If you'd like a distraction, a smaller and safer uprising to suppress at your leisure, there's a planetoid in my system called Ricadiphilia. It hosts a prison colony whose inmates rebelled at the same time as the heretics on the planet. It's an all-round preposterous situation. It should only have taken us a couple of orbital shots to take care of them, but... The governor tightly purses his lips. But... Sir? Yvain Winterscale went there. He's a relative of my suzerain, the great rogue trader Calgos Winterscale, the master of this system and a dozen others. I imagine the young Lord Winterscale is very eager to prove himself. I see no reason for you not to join him. It's a small planetoid. The prisoners' numbers are few, and they have little in the way of weapons. It's more of a sport for noble lords and ladies than a real rebellion. Abelard mutters, stroking his beard. Yvain. One of his distant younger offspring, yes. That's as much as I know about him, which means he hasn't distinguished himself in any meaningful way. I am going to go ahead and ask him this question. Are you so confident that you will crush the insurrection soon? My own impression has been the exact opposite. Is that so? I'd like to hear your reasoning. The insurgency is headed by a certain Aurora, a prophet who, according to their followers, possesses mystical powers. The rabble's usual superstitions. I'm sure this Aurora is a charlatan muttering some doggerel, which their dim followers think to be magic spells. This does, of course, warrant their eventual burning in the furnace of penance, but does not point to there being anything special about this. Well, scores of crazed people with scorched eyes are stalking the city. The insurgents are maiming their own? Good. Boy, this guy's a piece of work. They talk of a final dawn, the impending demise of the world. Yet another superstition. Surely you don't expect me to believe in it. Well, no, sir, that's not my point. The insurgents stole a voxcaster, and they've been listening to your people's communications. Well, it's not much, but it's something. I will order an audit of our equipment and see to it that our communication channels are more closely monitored going forward. Well, let's see. I don't want to say that. Sir, the insurgents are using the arch-enemy's artifacts, enchanted lenses, and they're performing unholy sorcery. I've heard about these lenses. What makes you think they're enchanted? Any fool can light a fire with a magnifying glass. That's no sorcery. You ought to leave your bunker more often, Governor. I've only recently arrived in this system, and I already know much more about this uprising than you do. Okay, we completed finding out what's going on. The governor's eyes darken. All right, all right. Perhaps I've underestimated the mutiny, writing it off as rabble's usual nonsense. However, if it does involve corruption and an underground cult, this needs to be investigated. I'll assign additional resources to it and take the issue seriously. You have my word, your ladyship. Wow, well, we finally got through to him, didn't we? Got some XP. I'll take it. Well, that is all I wanted to discuss, sir. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to leave the episode here. Next time, we're going to explore this room a little bit, and we're going to have Pascal talk to the machines, the cogitators, see what info we can find. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to going to the monastery next. I think that's going to be our plan. Thanks for joining me. Please give a like and subscribe. Take care. Bye-bye.